All right. For this exercise, we're going to practice color mixing and creating values by adding black and white to individual colors. Now, think about some of the Impressionists like Monet and even Degas and others. Back then, they didn't have pastel sets the same way that we have them today. They had only a handful of colors, and they would have to layer them to create beautiful colors. Think of Monet's water lilies and how many colors he used to create those lilies. So we're gonna stretch our pastels by making 5 values out of each color. So start off with a primary red. Now, red is a touchstone color in pastel. If your red is orangish red, then you should go for something that's a little redder. Like this is a primary red. This is more of an orangish red. This one too. And some reds look more magenta. So try to find one that's a true red. You can tell the quality of a pastel set by the red, that whole line of boxes. And in the third box, fill it in strongly. Take your black and use the black to strongly fill in the 5 box. When you do this, you should be able to see some of the red through the black. So notice how this black, this dark, is a little bit different than this dark. This is a pure 5. This is a warm 5, warm. So that means it has a little bit of red showing through. It's more of a brownish black. So it's getting closer to the color of dark chocolate, one of my favorites. Now pick up your white pastel, make sure it's clean, wipe it on a paper towel, your apron or something, and then strongly fill in the 1 box. Over the 2 very lightly. Find a clean paintbrush. I'm going to use this one. It's about the only one that's clean. And load up that paintbrush with pure red by rubbing the red in the middle. So all we're doing is getting that red on our finger. We're not really doing anything with it. Okay, so now you have red on your paintbrush. Move to the 2, blend. Notice how the motion of your blending breaks down the particles of pastel and pushes them into the tooth of the paper, and that makes it lighter. So now you have pure red, 1 shade lighter, and 1 shade lighter than that. On your paintbrush, you have a pink color. Take that pink color into the 4 box. Now, voila, you have 5 values. And that's just from using black and white with the red. So why would we do this? What if you were painting maybe a red apple and it was pure red? This would help you get the cast shadow underneath, the crest shadow, the local color, and so forth. And you would have it all just using those 3 pastels. Yellow. Scumble over the whole line and then strongly fill in the middle, the 3 with yellow. Mind that the 3s are local color. So the 3 is always pure color. To the left is lighter versions of the pure color. To the right is darker versions of the pure color. So taking your black, strongly fill in the 5 box. And you may have to cross hatch. Over the 4. And clean it off. This is why I keep a washcloth handy, a dry washcloth, because the pastels always get dirty every time you use them. So you usually have to clean it before you use it again. Fill in the 1 very strongly and then scumble into the 2. So find a clean brush. I think I'm down to this little piggy. With your clean brush, load it up with the pure color. So again, you're just rubbing it in that yellow, pushing the yellow into the tooth of the paper, and then there you have yellow all over your paintbrush. Take that pure yellow into the 2 and combine it with that light. And there you have 1 step in between white and yellow. So you have a light yellow. Now you really don't have to blend the white, mainly because with pastel, the last layer you put down on the paper is the first layer that hits the eye. So you want to put the last color down, the one that you want on top. So we put white on top, so it's going to be lighter. If we touch it, it's going to darken it. So you don't always blend. Sometimes you blend, sometimes you don't. Now I'm taking the light yellow over to the 4 and I'm going to blend it. Now, depending on what yellow you use, you may wind up with an olive green color. Mixing yellow and black is a way to make green. So don't be surprised if it comes out a little green. Now you have 5 values of yellow. Notice how different the 5 is here compared to here. This one is warmer, darker. This one, because of the yellow, you can see a lot more of the paper through it. So it's more transparent. They're both warm colors. This one may be even a little greener. Okay, next we're going to use primary blue. Primary blue should be closer to a true blue, not a blue green or a blue violet, but more of a true blue. With the primary blue, scumble across the whole strip and strongly fill in the 3, the local color. Okay, now use your black and strongly fill in the 5. Then scumble into the 4. You may have heard other artists say that they don't use black. Many artists are afraid of black because it tends to deaden colors. When you layer other colors on or behind the black, you change the black. So then it becomes like a warm black or a cool black. We just made a cool black with the blue. What I most often do is start with black. Black is the first layer that goes down. And then I put other colors on top of it, which makes it juicy and lively and more real. Okay. When you're ready, pick up your white, make sure it's clean, and then strongly fill in the one. Scumble over the two. Least dirty paintbrush. And then fill in the three. So you're just loading up that color, that blue color on your brush here, pushing it into the paper tooth. And then you have blue. Take that blue into the two. And now you have a value that's one step between the white and the blue. Blue into the four. Now you have created a value scale with blue. Now, pastel manufacturers will often do this for you. And if you can afford to purchase a large set of pastels, you can get them in several values, usually up to 10. And those values are listed with the numbers on the labels. So you'll see this one is BV17. So a darker version on this brand would probably be like an 18 or a 19. And you can get different shades and tones through different manufacturers. Rembrandt probably has the easiest numbering system. And there's the color is in the front of the number, then there's a decimal point, and then the value is the number after it. So this helps you get all the different values in pastel.